Hello again and a happy Sunday to you. It's Sunday the 4th of September and you're welcome to the Big Magazine from Big News, your nice relaxed look around our area. So let's see what we've got for you on this Sunday. Yes, it's Sunday, so in a few moments we're going to cross to the big newsroom for a look back across the week with Bob Hall. A little later on, Des and Gary will see what's on for Sunday. Carl will be here with his look at this week's film news and charts. We'll find out later on in the show what's up on this week's community notice board too, and of course we'll see how you've been connecting with us as well. It's all to come within the pages of Sunday's Big Magazine. So then it's over now to Big Centre's newsroom for a look back at what's been going on in our area this week. Here's Bob.
Now, the number of people suffering from some form of dementia is on the increase. So now roadshows giving advice to both victims and carers has been taking place across the region. One of them has been to Wolverhampton.
Well, we have our roadshow bus here today. The Alzheimer's Society is out on the street talking to people who have any concerns about dementia. We have numerous leaflets to give to people information about dementia, whichever aspect of it they're concerned about. We also have a dementia support worker here that can do one-to-one private sessions on the bus itself. And there's volunteers here too, and we're just here to generally talk to people who are concerned.
And when did this roadshow launch?
It's been going for 4 years and it's travelled extensively around the UK and Northern Ireland.
And what does this roadshow hope to achieve?
Well, there's often people don't know to come to us, so if we can be where people are, if we can go out to them, then we're more likely to meet more people. We were in Stourbridge yesterday all day. We had a very busy day, constant stream of people coming up to talk to us, and the same here in Wolverhampton this morning.
And speaking about the people coming up to you, is there one specific type of person that you've been speaking to?
Not at all. I think probably somewhere along the line most people are affected by dementia in some way. So people come to talk to us about they're concerned about their grandparents or their parents, or they're concerned about themselves. So a very wide age range of people.
Now, the Birmingham Blitz Dames Roller Derby are hoping that their recent championship win will encourage more women to join the sport. The Blitz won the third-tier British Championships and are preparing for a new season, as Erin Wiggins reports.
After Team GB's triumph in Rio this summer, it's fair to say that sport in this country is on the up. And there's an emerging women's sport that is beginning to take the country by storm. It's not hockey, nor sailing, but roller derby. The Birmingham Blitz Dames team recently won the third-tier British Championships after competing against other teams around the UK, an achievement that they are keen to stress did not come easy.
We knew going up a tier was going to be a lot of hard work, so we really upped our training, looked at different tactics, researched all the teams we were going to play, know their weaknesses, so we were able to take them down. We train 3 times a week, so we train twice midweek and once on a Saturday. We do a lot of training outside our normal practices as well. A lot of us either run, some people try out in triathlons, and we also do a lot of extra work in the gym, weights, stuff like that, to get us ready to play our games.
A lot of the work that we're doing is to do with footwork, skating skills, strategy, but it's also about observing other teams. I mean, the Blitz Dames are 20th in Europe, so we've put a lot of work in to kind of get to the level we're in. Before I started, it looked like a set of insurmountable skills, but actually one thing the Blitz Dames do really well is teach those skills layer by layer. We've got a really good coaching program here that takes people from not being able to skate at all. I mean, when I started roller derby, I couldn't skate at all, and now I'm in a team that competes internationally.
The idea of the game draws parallels with American football. The idea that a member of a team of 5, known as the Jammer, can get around the track without being blocked off. Sounds simple? Not quite. In fact, it is certainly physical, but above everything, it is fun, an ideal bonding exercise, and a way to combat the stress of a normal day.
Spend a lot of time in the hospital and studying. So one of the reasons that I wanted to start roller derby was to give me something else where I could meet some really great women, have something else that I was working towards, as well as just my degree in studying, something a bit more physical, something that was going to get me off the sofa and getting a bit fitter.
The Blitz Dames train at the Futsal Arena in Lascelles, Birmingham, and are encouraging more women to get involved and build the sports even more. And being that the season is almost in full swing, the message is to get your skates on.
It is different to everything else that's aimed at women, where it's encouraging you to lose something. We want you to gain everything. We want you to gain strength, confidence, stamina, power. We want you as you are, and you will fit in somewhere perfectly here. If you want to come down and have a look or have a try, come to our game on the 17th of September or come on the 1st of October. We're having a brand new free open day. We provide you with kit, we give you a buddy, we let you skate around and have a little try and a feel for the game.
The Birmingham Dames will be playing a match here in 3 weeks' time to celebrate their 10-year anniversary, and they will also be holding an open day on the 1st of October. So if you are interested in that, then head on to the Birmingham Blitz Dames Facebook page for more information. And after winning the championship last year, you could say that they're on a bit of a roll. Aaron Wiggins for Big News.
Well, the West Midlands is to get 800 more policemen. The news comes from the office of the Police and Crime Commissioner, David Jamieson. Additionally, there will be 150 more support staff on the street, that's PCSOs, and 200 backup office personnel. Last year, 500 officers were forced to retire. The West Midlands, of course, is the country's second biggest force. We spoke to Chief Constable Dave Thompson.
One of the great advantages when we recruit is we get lots of applicants for policing roles, but of course what I want to do is attract the best people we can possibly get. I also want to attract a very diverse population, because here in the West Midlands 30% of the people are from black and ethnic minority communities, so I am very keen to attract people from all those communities. So we won't struggle to get recruits, but what I want to make sure is we get recruits that reflect the community we serve. We're going to be recruiting the 800 officers over the next few years, so they'll be recruited in intakes. Police officers take 2 years to train and be fully authorised as fully trained officers, but the initial training probably takes around 6 to 9 months that they'll spend learning how to police and with some time on the streets. But generally speaking, it's a 2-year period to be fully trained. So we do set some rules in terms of tattoos and visible tattoos in the force. I think it's right we review that and keep that under review, because of course different communities have different attitudes to tattoos. Society's changing, they're becoming very popular again, so we'll have a careful look, but we do have officers with tattoos. I think what we're trying to strike a balance on is actually presenting a professional and appropriate appearance like any organisation. So I don't think a tattoo is a bar, but it kind of depends what it is and where it is, and that's what we'll look at over the next few years.
Well, we also spoke to the Police and Crime Commissioner, David Jamieson, about the importance of diversity within the police force.
Currently, it's about 9% of our officers are black or Asian. The population of the West Midlands is more like 30% of the people are black or Asian. Now, I want that to change, because the police force should look more like the people it serves. So there'll be particular action taken to make sure we get more people from those communities. But what it does not mean is we do not lower the standard for anybody who comes into the force.
A local heritage trail has been developed at Acox Green. That's kind of halfway between Birmingham and Solihull, if you don't know it. Mike Byrne from the local Historical Society has been giving Norman Bartlam a tour.
Well, it's one of several initiatives designed to improve Acox Green and get people to, if you like, love it more. There's been a very successful Britain in Bloom scheme for a number of years, and Acox Green got gold last year. And the centre along Warwick Road has had the 1930s road widening removed in order to increase the width of pavements and to make it more pleasant for people to be sauntering around amongst the shops. So this trail is, if you like, a third element of this years and years long attempt to, if you like, rehabilitate Acots Green, because like a lot of suburbs, it's past the heyday that it once had, and this trail hopefully will bring pride to local people, visitors, people from other places who will be able to see what Acots Green's all about. Everyone thinks that the centre of Acots Green is the roundabout in the middle, and that's true today, but where we're standing now, almost at the edge of Acots Green, is where the historical Acots Green really is.
So you decided, Mike, to produce a number of these plaques, and I think there were 8 of them altogether?
Yes, there are 8. The trail goes through the centre and out towards the second village, if you like, the Edwardian village along Yardley Road. All the boards look the same, they have the same design, they have a map in the middle which relates to what you can see from each board, and then they have captions which develop themes about Acots Green, and then there's 4 pictures on each one with their own captions. So they all look the same because it's a trail.
And the trail leaflets are available at venues across Acots Green. They give you a great idea of how the area has developed into a thriving suburb of Birmingham. This is Norman Bartlam, Big News in Acots Green.
And the Acots Green Heritage Trail will be featured in more depth in the new series of Doorstep History, and that's back on air on Big Centre later this month. Now, the ancient Chinese practice of Tai Chi is emerging as one of the most popular forms of relaxing exercise, and Cotteridge Park at Sturchley in Birmingham is the venue where a number of people have been joining in. It comes as part of Park Live's free activities scheme, which has been seeing different activities taking place over 80 parks across the country. Erin Wiggins now reports.
For centuries, Chinese practices have been used around the world to benefit different people, whether it be for mixed martial arts or meditation. But it's Tai Chi that is becoming increasingly popular, with its health benefits alongside the fact that people of all ages can take part. More and more people are getting involved.
Tai Chi is a mind-body exercise. It's holistic in nature, so you're using the mind and the body, and also we do some breathing, what we call diaphragm breathing. So it's all coordinated, and that's what makes it so holistic. So, and you also work every part of the body. Even though the movement seems slow and relaxed, the more slow you are, the more the muscles are being worked harder.
Tai Chi combines deep breathing with gentle movements, subsequently relaxing the joints in the process. There are 5 essential qualities that come with the exercise: slowness, lightness, balance, calmness, and clarity, all of which reduce stress. The session that takes place at Cotteridge Park in Birmingham is part of the Park Lives programme. The scheme has been set up to put on free activities around the country in an attempt to get more people up and active.
We've delivered in over 80 parks across the whole of Birmingham throughout the summer. Tai Chi is just one of the sessions that we deliver. It's very popular in a lot of our parks, but we deliver sessions like Green Fit Baby, lead walk, Zumba, yoga, Pilates, bushcraft, conservation, gardening, something for everyone in our sessions. It's not just about the physical activity, it's about the social activity, your mental well-being, and it's just being out in an open space as well. It brings a whole different element to things. And because we have such a wide variety, we have such fantastic instructors, and obviously we're lucky to have the funding from Coke to be able to do this, it's been a great advantage to the citizens of Birmingham.
It's not just the health benefits that draw many people to the activity. Because of the low impact nature of the exercise, the vast majority of those involved here are over the age of 50. But it's the social aspect as much as anything else that makes it ideal.
Originally I came for health reasons, and also I was retiring and trying to find something to do, but mainly, as I say, for health reasons, and it does keep me going, keeps me healthy.
And aside from the health reasons, how much do you enjoy the social side of it as well?
Oh yes, the social side as well, yes, very much so. Made quite a few friends.
Tai Chi aims to focus on the mind and help increase awareness. And in a time when technology is so prominent in our everyday lives, maybe it's something that's over 2,000 years old that is the real answer to relaxation. Erin Wiggins for Big News.
And finally, we thought we would just show the lighter side of football. So here are two Walsall players, Jason McCarthy and George Dobson, taking part in a big quiz.
I'm Jason McCarthy.
I'm George Dobson, and this is the big quiz.
Casino Royale.
From Russia with Love.
2012 is a guess.
2014.
Dobbo's good at maths as well. Dobbo's good at maths. Yeah.
105?
105. I should know this. Twice, I'm saying.
Once.
Bobsleighing.
Bobsleigh.
I think it's Broad Street.
Mayfair.
Oh, I don't have a clue. On a keyboard? No, I don't have a clue. Pass.
P.
She's got it in cricket as well, haven't they? Hawkeye.
I know this as well. Is it? Oh, it's gone. Nah, it's gone. It's gone.
I don't know. A pack? I don't know.
Group of dolphins. No, I don't have a clue. Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, Wolf of Wall Street. How many did I get?
And well done to those two for being such good sports. Lee, it's back to you.
Thanks, Bob. Right, still to come, Des and Gary will find out what's on for Sunday, and Carl will run down the film chart and cast an eye over the new film releases. I'll see you in a few minutes. Welcome back. It's the Big Magazine with you for a Sunday here on Big Centre. So still to come, Carl's going to be here with the film news, and we'll see what's up on the community notice board a little later on as well. Of course, we're going to look at how you've been connecting with Big Centre this week as well. It's all later on in the show. But first, let's find out what's on for Sunday with Des and Gary.
Starting in the morning at Martineau Gardens in Edgbaston, the Birmingham Honey Show is back for its 6th year, and you can meet beekeepers, a queen, learn about the different types of bees, and basically do everything to do with the amazing and so necessary creatures, all in the settings of a beautiful organic community garden. It's nice over there, isn't it?
Yes, go and look after our bees.
Yes.
Now, if you're into toys, or to be more precise, collectible toys, then the Toy Collectors Fair at the NEC is filled with all kinds of cars, lorries, buses and aeroplanes, model railways, Star Wars, James Bond and many other sci-fi and TV related collectibles. Teddy bears, Sky Electrics and hundreds of other new and old collectibles. And prices start from just £1 for a brand new action figure and can go up to several £100s for rare 1950s Dinkies toys. I wish I'd have kept mine.
I've got a friend actually, and he's got all of his...
Don't boast, you got a friend. Do we know him?
He's got all of his original Dinky toys in the boxes.
Worth a fortune.
Mint condition. I don't think he ever played with them.
I've got one. It's a fire engine in the box still. Did play with it a bit. It's probably worth. To be fair, it's only probably worth about 30, 40 quid. So it's stayed in the attic with the grandmother. I couldn't afford the funeral.
Let her down every now and then.
She's in the rocking chair, so it's all right.
Now, how about a good old-fashioned style Caribbean cookout?
Yeah.
Think jerk, rum, reggae music and good vibes, all happening at the Newman Brothers Coffin Works in the Jewellery Quarter. There'll be arts and crafts available to purchase, all accompanied by some vintage reggae tunes. It's just £2.50 and children accompanied by an adult are free.
Brilliant. Now, at the Art Tricks in Bromsgrove, take a trip back in time with the Bootleg 60s. Covering just about every band you could imagine, they'll bring the memories flooding back with a combination of the sights and sounds of pop music's greatest decade. Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
2 from 1 at 3. Oh.
And gigs tonight, the Trevor Burton Band will be rocking the Brass House on Broad Street. Steve Ajayi will be hosting his club Bebop at the Sun at the station in Kings Heath. And Prog Rock Night at the Robin 2 features I.O. Earth.
Opposed to I.O. Silver Lining.
Yeah. And it's time to say goodbye.
Oh, we're done, isn't it?
We're done.
That's gone quick this week.
It has, yeah.
Blimey.
Okay, so
Okay, see ya.
See you next
Bye-bye.
week. And
Bye-bye.
here's New World.
And Des and Gary will be back here on Big Centre with a look at what's on for the coming week, tonight at 7, as well as during Big News all this week. So then, it's time now for a look at this week's new film releases, as well as the movie chart from our movie magazine show, The Big Picture. Here's Carl Jones. Hello, Carl.
Thanks very much. Well, let's have a look at some of the week's big new cinema releases, and with the end of the school holidays on us, there are still quite a lot of things knocking around. Brotherhood is the latest offering from the talented Noel Clarke, and this one completes his trilogy of coming-of-age urban adventures, which began 10 years ago with a critically acclaimed film called Kidulthood, followed up in 2008 by Adulthood. This time, Noel Clarke's character Sam is facing the fact that the world's changing, that he's not as young or streetwise as he used to be, but he still needs to rely on some of his old friends if he's to survive a whole host of new dangers.
Times change. People change. But it doesn't matter if you're sorry. No matter how much you try to move on, they'll try and drag you back in.
I have a little problem with yours.
I want to know who's messing with my family.
You come work for me, I'll make the madness stop. What do you think?
You're a dead man.
You say you want to protect this family. Who's going to protect us from you?
belief, I'm like gravy, you can never break me. Full of bravery.
Get out my way, blood.
No one's just blood anymore.
The only person more dangerous than someone with nothing to lose is someone who stands to lose everything. Be careful what you wish for, cuz.
As you can see from that trailer, the edgy drama and the contemporary music is still there, just as you'd expect if you've seen and loved the first two films. Not quite as good, I don't think, as maybe the first two, but it does bring the saga to a nice, neat conclusion. Now, from edgy drama to the latest animation, but don't be fooled into thinking that this is wholesome entertainment for all the family. Sausage Party is what it's called, and this is a potty-mouthed comedy from the writers of Superbad. And yes, the hero is indeed a talking sausage. He lives in the local grocery store, and like all the other food in there, he thinks that he's waiting patiently until one day he's plucked from the shelf to go off to a magical place. Little does he know that that involves being devoured by hungry humans. Anyway, we won't show you the gruesome stuff with potato peelers. Our sausage hero has also got a bit of a thing going with a piece of bread called bun, and that's far more fun to have a look at.
I can't wait anymore. I need to just feel you.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Just the tips?
I can't believe we're doing this.
I know. We're so naughty.
But it's fine, right? I mean, nothing bad's ever happened from just the tips.
No.
Sausage Party is an adult movie which actually has some pretty thought-provoking things to say about religion, taboos in society and bigotry in our culture. It's also, though, full of sexual innuendo and foul-mouthed outbursts which more than merits its 15 certificate. You have been warned. Slightly less racy but also new this weekend is Woody Allen's latest drama called Cafe Society. This one's set in the 1930s, where a young man from the Bronx, played by Jesse Eisenberg, moves to Hollywood, where he falls in love with the secretary of his powerful uncle, an agent to the stars. Kristen Stewart of Twilight fame is the secretary in question, and Steve Carell plays the intimidating uncle. Anyway, after returning to New York, the young man gets swept up in the vibrant world of high society nightlife. This is one of the most enjoyable Woody Allen films, I think, in quite some time. It's gentle, beautifully shot, but you do get the feeling that the director has drawn on his decades of experience about real-life Hollywood for the storylines, changing the names to protect the innocent, of course. So that's 3 of this week's new cinema releases, but here's a look at some of the other films riding high at the box office in the West Midlands this week. At number 5, you'll find futuristic action thriller The Purge: Election Year, which is very sci-fi. At 4, the amazing true story of 2 young chancers who became arms dealers, that's War Dogs. At 3, from the team that brought us The Hangover, is Bad Mums, starring Mila Kunis. Still at number 2, Chaos in Gotham City in Suicide Squad. And that means that for a second week in the West Midlands, the most popular movie is the animated sequel, Finding Dory.
My family! I remember my family! They're out there somewhere. I have to find them. Guys, you gotta help me, guys! Guys, hello? Guys, where are you? Dory! Hello?
Dory!
Ah! Where did you go?
You were the one to go.
My parents. I remembered them. Wait, what did you remember? I remembered them, my mom, my dad. I have a family. They don't know where I am. Let's go.
Dory,
we have to go.
No, this is crazy. Where exactly are you trying to go?
To the gym of the Baltic. The Jewel of Morro Bay, California. Yes!
No, Dory, California's all the way across the ocean.
Then we better get going.
How come every time we're on the edge of this reef, one of us is trying to leave? For once, can't we just enjoy the view?
How can you be talking about the view when I remembered my family?
No, we've done our ocean travels. That part of our lives is over. The only reason to travel in the first place is so you don't have to travel ever again.
Yeah, but I want to...
Thanks, Carl, and you can catch more from Carl on the Big Picture Bite Size, which is on Big News every day of the week. Right, we're going to take a short break now. When we come back, we'll take a look at the community notice board, and as ever, we'll be seeing what you've been saying to us as well. I'll see you in a few minutes.
Hello, my name is John Price. I am pastor of Kingsway Church in Wombourne. I recently went to my caravan for a couple of weeks, and while there, I read through the whole of the book of Job, which is in the Old Testament of the Bible. My, oh my, oh my, what a book. Job is a man who just doesn't have a clue of what's happening to him. You ever been there? Oh God, what on earth's going on? What's happening to me? Why is all this happening? I have to confess that I don't totally understand the book of Job, which is about a man who doesn't understand what's going on, who's comforted by his mates. They call them Job's comforters. And they don't understand either. It's all very, very confusing. There's 37 chapters of all this confusion. Job's asking questions about what's going on, and his mates are trying to explain to him what they think's going on, and they really give him some stick. Basically, all they can say, in a lot of words and very highfalutin language, is, it's your own fault, mate. You ever been there? Life's a mess, complicated, confusing, inexplicable. And your friends and your family, and sometimes yourself, just whisper, it's your own fault, mate. You brought this on yourself. You're guilty. You're a failure. Just give up. But astoundingly, in chapter 38 of the book of Job, God shows up. God's omnipresent, is everywhere at all times. But in chapter 38 of the book of Job, he turns up and he speaks with Job face to face. Doesn't phone him, text him, email him, Facebook him. It's a face-to-face meeting with the Almighty. And Job says in chapter 42 and verse 5, I had heard about you before. Now I've seen you with my own eyes. And then God speaks for 4 chapters. And it's the most amazing speech. And amongst all these 4 chapters of speech, God throws in stuff that Job can understand. And God was linking the inexplicable to the understandable. He was linking what Job couldn't understand to what he did understand. And he wants to do that for you. And he will do that as you begin to read his word, read the Bible. Listen, you'll never understand everything. But little by little, word by word, precept by precept, he'll teach you. He'll explain. He'll bring revelation, understanding. Some of the fog will begin to slowly clear. A penny will drop, chink of light, and a little less confusion. Job decided in all of his confusion, he was simply going to trust God. And that's a great decision to make. Despite my confusion, I will trust my Maker. And slowly, the light begins to dawn. Thank you.
Okay, time to look into the world of Johnny Doom now from Amped to see what's happening in the music world.
Right, it's me, Johnny Doom, from your weekly rock show on Big Centre TV, Amped. Don't forget, you can see it Wednesdays at 10, 11:30 on Friday and 10 o'clock Saturday. Here's my pick of the gigs, anyway, for the coming weeks. Black Peaks and Heck, very good live bands. That's 13th of September at Wolverhampton Slade Rooms. If you want to get back to the 80s big country, they're at the Robin 2 in Bilston, Wolverhampton, 16th of September. And another legend, Gary Newman, 17th of September. He's at the Copper Rooms, Warwick Students' Union in Coventry. And here he is, something I grew up with. This is Cars.
Right then, time to see how you've been connected with us this week. And first up, tattoos. Have you got one? Well, they're a form of body art and a way to express yourself. Not if you're in the police force though. Under a current ruling put in place by the Met Police back in 2012, officers are banned from having any tattoos on their hands or face. Why? Well, because they're visible, and it could send out the wrong message and devalue the uniform itself. Now, the Police Federation of England and Wales are calling for the ban to be removed, enabling officers to have visible tattoos in places, including on their faces, in order to avoid hampering the recruitment of promising candidates in the future. So, we've been out there getting some of your views.
I totally agree. I don't think that having tattoos makes you any less of a capable police officer. So, yeah, I agree. It should be totally lifted.
Well, I think the ban should be lifted. I think it's pretty ridiculous, really, that people are, police officers are not allowed to wear tattoos. If it's a case of where they're trying to say, you know, police have to look a certain way as uniform, I can understand their point of view. But for me, if the tattoo is not offensive in any way, I don't see any reason why they should not be allowed to wear tattoos or have tattoos.
I don't feel that it discriminates at all. It's just it's a drawing, really, isn't it? It shouldn't discriminate against anyone's ability to be a good police officer.
I don't really see it as a problem at all, to be honest. I mean, loads of people have tattoos and it doesn't make them a bad person, and so it shouldn't be a problem, really.
I think there's nothing wrong with tattoos, like, you know, it's just something that people do to express themselves, so not really an issue, to be honest.
And I mean, if you were to approach a police officer with, you know, with a tattoo on his face or his neck, would you feel any different in comparison to one that doesn't?
No, not at all.
No, not at all. Wouldn't look at them any different.
I would probably think they were more relatable. I could relate to them better.
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, it's just tattoos. It's you know, it's something on your skin. I don't think it defines you as a police officer.
Not at all. No, I don't see. Again, you know, my dad's got tattoos all over, so it doesn't change him as a person. He's a big softie, really. He probably hurt me for saying that, but
no, not at all. Not at all. That's a straight answer. Just I wouldn't.
I feel okay. You don't have to judge people by, you know, as long as they do what they do.
Next, a new study suggests that vaping could be as bad for your heart as smoking cigarettes. The research conducted by the European Society for Cardiology presented their findings at the world's largest cardiology conference in Rome. The study comes amid growing controversy about the safety of e-cigarettes, with the NHS and Public Health England backing it, claiming the habit was 95% safer than smoking. But all this news on whether it's bad or not is not encouraging people to give it the kick. In fact, in some cases, it's just leaving them feeling confused.
Yeah, definitely. I think you just shut off, you know, everything's bad for you. Wine's bad for you, beer's bad for you, food's full of carcinogens, so you just got to do what makes you happy. You know, you're only here once. So.
Frustrated. It's because one day you might have a report saying one thing, another day saying something else, and then you just don't know what to believe anymore. It's just quite frustrating, really, and you just don't know what to do for the best.
You have to take them for what they are, not just at simple face value. People were advised to switch to vaping to stop them breaking the habit of cigarette smoking, not to give them the habit of vaping. It's as I said, it's common sense and taking these things not just in face value but for what they actually mean.
Just that you don't trust what you're told by specialists or, you know, things that come out on the newspapers, so it makes you feel a little bit nervy about what they're actually telling you, if it's going to be true.
Personally, I think the whole, it's been announced that vaping's bad for you, but next week they could easily come out with, well, sorry, we've made another mistake. Personally, I feel as if I've got lots more energy when I'm vaping rather than smoking cigarettes.
So then, just time to dip into the Postbag. Now, I haven't been in it much recently because I was off on holiday a couple of weeks ago, and then we just didn't have time last week. But a couple of things have caught my eye. So let's have a look, shall we? And DEK Images have been in touch to let us know something rather cool. Now, you might remember the Dudley by Drone film that we showed you here on Big Centre a few months ago. Well, the guys at DEK have tweeted us to say, our film Dudley by Drone has been shortlisted for an award in a film festival in France. Now, it's actually the 2016 Drone Experience Film Festival, which takes place in Nantes in France on the 18th and 19th of September. And you can find out more about that at www.drone-festival.com. Now, it's all in French, so just make sure your browser is able to translate. And the best of luck to DEK Images from everyone here at Big Centre. We all love the film. Now, Simon Tidmarsh has been in touch. He says, I picked up your channel from the Coventry area on Freeview this evening. Fantastic programmes. You should extend to cover Cov. Supposed to be Birmingham only. Great programmes on it. Well, thank you very much, Simon. Now, we know that we already knew that a lot of people who are technically outside our area can see what we do, and so often we'll mention stuff happening in those areas. But it's got me thinking, how far is the furthest person who can see me right now? That's if you want to. Let me know where you are. But you must be watching this on either Freeview Channel 7 or Virgin Media 159. Now, of course, if you're watching online, then you can tell me that as well. But I'm curious as to where our proper tele signals are actually being picked up. So get in touch, all right? Now, last week you might have seen Ninda Joe Howell join us for a chat about the Midlands being an engine for growth. He's quite a regular guest, as the West Midlands Combined Authority spotted. They tweeted us to say, always good to see Ninda Joe Howell from the Black Country Local Enterprise Partnership, talking up the region. Yeah, we think so. Ninda's a fascinating fella. Oh, and if you saw Emma Bentley's piece about the in the news about the most popular song to be played at a funeral, well, Carl A. Robinson tweeted to say, has to be We'll Meet Again by Vera Lynn. Good choice. But apparently the #1 song at the moment is Frank Sinatra's My Way. But again, it's got me thinking, when the time arrives, what would you like? That's not such a morbid thing to think about these days. Now, of course, you could always go for something totally inappropriate. And I'll tell you what, having worked in a number of newsrooms over the years, I can tell you that journalists can be quite a cynical lot. Can you imagine what they've come up with? Now, some of them I've worked with have gone on to quite big things, but I couldn't possibly tell you who they are or what they said. But coming back to the point, what would be your funeral song of choice? Go on, let me know. And finally, Amy Jackson is a woman of few words. She sent an email in just saying, hi. So, hi to you, Amy. Yeah. So there you go. Would you like to get in touch with us? Maybe you just want to say hi and get your name on the telly. I don't mind. Or perhaps you want to send someone a nice message on the telly as well. Maybe it's somebody's birthday, whatever. On social media, we are at Big Centre TV, and you can find us under that name on Facebook, Twitter and YouTube. Plus, of course, you can email us hello@bigcentre.tv. And don't forget, we do have a couple of other Twitter feeds as well that you can keep in touch with. For sport, it's at Big Centre Sport, and for news, it's at Big Centre News. Simple. Or if you just want to write to us, then the address for anything at all is Big Centre, 14A, Lower Hall Lane, Walsall, WS1 1RL. And from next week, both Your Say and Postbag are coming together under the title of Big Centre Connect. Just makes sense to me. Same time, same stuff, just a new name. And that's your Big Magazine for Sunday. Now you can catch the Big Magazine on Saturdays at 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. Then we're back with more on Sundays also at 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. Now during the week we're with you at 7, 10, 1:30, then again at 5 till 6 and 8:30. Now it's all including big sport from our studios at the Edgbaston Stadium. And of course we've got various updates for you throughout the day as well. So I'll be seeing you again during this week in our big quiz. Now you can play along on Tuesdays and Thursday evenings at 6, and you can catch it again on Wednesdays and Fridays at 3:30. It's either overnight or in the afternoon, whatever takes your fancy. Then I'll see you back here, same time, same place next week. So then, thank you for watching this weekend. I'll see you later. Time to close the pages of the Big Magazine now. Try a bit.